A messenger just brought me this letter. It's from my foster brother Kwistle, of all people. I wasn't even sure he could write legibly. And I have to say, I'm not sure what to make of it. Kwistle wants me to come to Daggerfall. He was even sort of polite about it. He says he needs my help with a personal problem. Which, of course, is no great surprise. But he offered an intriguing form of payment. He says he found an old letter in Lord Sylvel's study. A letter about my mother. She died when I was very young, and I'm not sure how exactly she knew the Sylvels. But I want to know more. What do you think about a trip to Daggerfall? Here, you can read the letter for yourself, if you're curious. I wonder what sort of mess Quistle's managed to get himself into this time. I've seen it 100 times. All of the Sylvels have a way of warming up when they need me to do something for them. Offering something of value for my help? Something about my mother? That's new. Not much, I'm afraid. I was very young. But I've always wondered why she left me with the Sylvels. They weren't related to her or my father. I never found a satisfactory answer as to how or why I ended up with them. Only that I had no family left, and I should be grateful that they took me in. In time, I learned that my father was the last of the Hallixes. My mother, though. I asked Lord Sylvel about her family a time or two, but he never said much. He could, but he knows I would break his bloody nose. No, Quistle got himself into some new trouble, so he went looking for something he knew I'd want. And he's right, damn it. What has Lord Sylvel been keeping from me? He'll be in the Rosy Lion. It's his home away from home.
Move along, citizen. Move along.
Ah, there you are. I knew you'd come.
I'm here, Quistle. What do you want? And what do you have for me?
Easy, Bastian. You seem a bit irritated. Why don't I talk to your reasonable friend here?
Now just... Fine. That's probably for the best.
I remember you. It's fortunate that you're here. I have some information that may make Bastian angry, even though it's not my fault. However, I need help with a personal matter first. Perhaps a deal is in order? I am betrothed. An arranged match, but a rather good one. I have a Sylvel heirloom, a ring to present to my affianced. Or rather, I had it. While enjoying the end of my bachelorhood, well, lost it gambling. I need that ring back. I lost it to a woman named Granetta. She's with the bandits who hide out at Ilasan Tower. If you and Bastian find her, you'll find the ring. In return, I'll give him the old letter my father kept from him. It's from a Hallix family servant. I had nothing to do with that. I just found the letter while searching for a little gold to buy back the ring. But if it motivates Bastian to help me out, then we both win. Go get the ring. I'll meet you nearby and give Bastian the letter then. I know Bastian and I haven't always gotten along, but I don't want to jeopardize this arrangement, My bride-to-be is from a very good family. I'm turning over a new leaf, I swear it. I won't need Bastian's help in the future. Well, I feel that my misdeeds have been exaggerated, but my father has made it clear that if I were to damage our new alliance with the Bouchend family through my youthful indiscretions, well, I have cousins who could inherit in my place. And risking my father's anger by meddling in business he did not want to come to light. If it weren't for me, Bastian would never even know that letter existed. Let's just say I'm being practical for once. To be frank, it's an alliance. The Bouchens have their concerns, thanks to many baseless slanders about me. But the advantages to both families are significant. I am fond of Morian, though. I want her to think well of me.
Illisan Tower? Fine, let's be on our way. Quickly, before I'm tempted to beat some sense into Quistley. This looks like the place Quistley told us about. Hold up. Let's talk before we go in. Remember, rooting out a nest of bandits is a secondary concern today. We just need to find this Granetta and convince her to give back the Sylvel heirloom ring, one way or another. Then we'll see what Quistley found. I heard plenty about my father's treason. I think the Sylvels wanted me to understand how fortunate I was that they took me in. About my mother? The Sylvels only said she died of shame. Oh, and I had an older sister, who died too. It may sound foolish, but I'd dearly like to know why my mother decided to send me to the Sylvels. We're not even related. And I want to know more about how she and my sister died. Shame usually isn't fatal. Did I ever tell you that I once found Quistley in a brothel, with his leg manacled to a bed? I didn't enjoy explaining that one to his parents. Come on! Get out of there! Hello? What's this? I am not afraid of you.
to flank!
No remorse! The day is ours! Well, it looks like Quistley's in luck. The ring is still here. Better be outside with my letter.
Over here! Did you find it?
We found your ring. Now give me my letter.
Ring first, please. I wouldn't put it past you to take it straight to Father and make me get it from him.
Put it past me? I keep my word, Quistley. But deal with my comrade if it makes you feel better.
I thought I'd wait out here, out of sight from the scoundrels who hide in that old tower. I really need that ring back. I'm supposed to present it to my betrothed at a gathering tonight. Do you have it? I brought it. I wouldn't go back on my word. Don't you make that face at me, Bastian. Look, I don't want to disappoint Morianne, and I've promised my parents that I won't. This is the last time I wish to involve Bastian in my affairs. None the worse for its travels, thank the gods. Bastian's letter is right there. I can't tell you why my father held on to it. So, Bastian, you should have no quarrel with me. I think this successfully concludes our business. I never gave it much thought, to be honest. My father only said it was an obligation, and that Sylvels should live up to their obligations. I was angry about it at times. Some days I resented Bastian's presence in our house. Isn't it obvious? Bastian never got into trouble. When I didn't study, my parents would point at Bastian and ask why I couldn't be more like him. I thought they cared more for him than for me, until my father took me aside and explained things. That Bastian was not a Sylvel and never would be. My parents saw to his needs, and when he was grown, they gave him important work in looking after the family's business interests. I would expect more gratitude on his part, frankly.
Why would Lord Sylvel keep a letter intended for me? Read it, would you? If it's some sort of terrible news, at least you can break it to me gently. don't look horrified, so I suppose I should screw up my courage and read it for myself. Let me see it, please. I think I remember Iналиэт, a little wood elf lady. She was kind to me. Why would Lord Sylvel keep this from me? What became of my mother's jewels? Why was I not sent to my sister? That's what I was told, but I don't understand. Clearly, my sister was alive at the time my mother told Iналиэт to take me to her. Did she die before we left Daggerfall? I need to go to Redford trading post in Gratwude. Ináliët might have answers. This all would have been much easier if Lord Sylvel hadn't concealed so much from me. I imagine he'd say that he did it for my own good, but I admit, I've got some ugly suspicions about his motives. What game was he playing?
Could you help me out?
I guess we should just ask around? Someone must know Ináliët.
Inventory and deliveries do not get sorted by themselves. This one is rather busy. Ináliët, you are several weeks too late. Poor thing. Vesa was not here when it happened. Nellor the innkeeper found coins missing and blamed Ináliët. Sent her off just like that. After Ináliët worked here for years, she would never steal. She went into the woods. The wood elves, they love their trees. But Ináliët is not young anymore. This one worries. Vesa thinks she made camp somewhere south of the village.
Right behind you, partner. Oblivion, take you!
I may not be as spry as I once was, but I am still good with a bow, and I know this part of the Gratwude better than most. I can look out for myself if I need to. Bastian! That little lad grown to such a big man! I have wondered and worried about him for so many years. Leaving him with the Sylvels never sat right with me. He should have been sent to his sister in Wayrest. That wasn't true! Clarine married Count Orzin of Wayrest. Just last year I asked a traveller from Stormhaven about them. He told me the Orzins and their children were well. Are you saying that poor Bastian was never sent to her? That was not what his lady mother wanted. Knowing that Bastian still had his sister was a comfort to her in her last days. And what of the jewels she provided? What did Lord Sylvel do with Bastian's fortune? Disgraceful. Why, you poor lad. The king's officials thought Lady Clarine might be disloyal too. They commanded me to take young Bastian to the house of a minor lord and keep him there for a few months until they were sure she had nothing to do with Lord Hallix's treason. Someone in his court did. The Sylvels had a young lad of their own. They were close at hand, and there were no doubts about their loyalties. Lord Sylvel wasn't terribly happy about it, but he agreed to put up Bastian until things got sorted out. Lord Sylvel took them for safekeeping. He was supposed to send them with Bastian to Lady Clarine when the time came. But I don't know what happened after I was dismissed. Lord Sylvel said that Bastian would be cared for, it wouldn't be my worry any longer. And he hinted that the King's officials had suspicions about some of us who served the Hallixes. I'm ashamed to say that I took his gold and ran for home. Oh, my little lord. It does my heart good to see you grown and well.
Iналиэт, I do remember you. Is what you say true? I was to be...
Do you smell that?
Your mother
The air here. It's almost sweet.
Why that never happened, I don't know.
That is a mystery I want to solve. I need to speak to my friend here first, but I have so many questions for you. All these years, I assumed my mother had preferred to die instead of living with her disgrace, even if that meant leaving a small child alone in the world. But she didn't. And the sister I thought was dead is alive? I am stunned. I feel relieved, I suppose, and confused. It's strange. My mother made arrangements for me. I wasn't just forgotten. Why did Lord Sylvel ignore her wishes? Was it simple greed? Or did something else happen? I want to meet her, of course. But I wonder if perhaps she didn't want a tie to our disgraced family. Or maybe she didn't want to be burdened with a child to raise. I need to think. I don't want to just appear on her doorstep, you know? I do. Unraveling my past has long been a dream of mine. But I have to admit, I never expected to feel so, well, nervous about finding out how I came to be where I was raised. I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you. I'm not far off anytime you need me, but I'm anxious to learn more about my mother and sister, and I want to make sure Iналиэт has somewhere safer to stay. I'd like to think the Hallixes owe her that much for her service.
Если вам понравилось видео, не забудьте подписаться и
I
поставить
may not
лайк.
be as spry as I